Recurrent reports of acts of theft and other malpractices within airports in Cameroon is preoccupying government, reason why stringent measures have been put in place to check insecurity. And are these measures already being implemented? We would attempt answers to this question. We are also receiving as guest director of the Military Engineering Corps, also known as Génie Militaire. You're watching Roundup. Stay with us. I'm called Ntimorin, and thanks for joining us on today's program. My guest is the director of the Military Engineering Corps, also known as Génie Militaire. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, before we talk about our main topic, which is Génie Militaire, what's all about, what struck you or what event struck you in the course of the week?
I mean, what struck me in the course of the week is actually the laying of the foundation stone of the extension of the Boulevard de la République here in Douala.
And I'm sure you've been watching the news very, very closely. Let's talk about babies that are being dumped in dustbins. It's like dustbins are finally being a burial ground for babies. What's your reaction on that?
My reaction is that I believe there are certain person who doesn't even know what mean human being, what mean life, and I believe we're supposed to try to have all our fellow Cameroonian being more understand more what mean a human life and help us to maintain all those persons alive.
Now, before we begin discussing or analyzing some news-making events or discussing a main topic, which is the extension or laying of the foundation stone of Boulevard de la République in Cameroon's economic city, let's watch this report by Annette Afiti Esome. She covered the laying of the foundation by the minister delegate at the presidency of the Republic in charge of defense. He laid the foundation stone here in the city of Douala. Her reports.
2.5-kilometer long modern highway will soon disenclave Bepanda and Aqua North. The foundation stone for the extension of La Boulevard de la République has been laid by the minister delegate at the presidency in charge of defense, Edgar Alain Mebengo. An impressive crowd turned out to witness the over 30 years long awaited road project. The military engineering regiment in Douala has 12 months to deliver the good.
Engineering Corps, one of their mission is to help the country to be developed, and today that's one of the projects that we are going to, that's going on here in Douala, and there are 7 more projects that's going to be going on in a couple of weeks. First, one of them will be like the Japoma Road, we have Nyamsoki Road, we have so many roads in the Douala area and all over the country.
The road upon completion will disenclave Makepe, Koto, Lokpom, Lokbesu, Bepanda, Aqua North and other quarters, and would ease traffic as some 240,000 vehicles are expected in these areas by 2020 and a total population of 350,000 inhabitants. The 1.8 billion francs road project will have 6 lanes and goes through Wrong Point Bonabasem to Wrong Point Maitu.
Welcome back. With me in the studio is Colonel Jackson Camden. He is the director of the Military Engineering Corps here in Cameroon. You're welcome to the program once more. I will start by asking, what is Génie Militaire, or the civil or the military engineering corps? What's it all about?
Yeah, the Génie Militaire is what is known in English as combat engineers. It's a branch of the army who is currently doing work because they can really be mobilized to do work. It's also on service because they can construct, they can do infrastructure. So in Cameroon we have the Génie Militaire, they have a direction of the Génie Militaire in Yaoundé. We equally have 3 main bases of Génie Militaire. The first one here is here in Douala, is the 21st Regiment of Génie Militaire, is based here in Douala. And that regiment is in charge of doing work here in the region, the littoral region, the northwest region, the southern region, and also we have the 31st Regiment, which is based in Gawa, and who is in charge of the 3 northern regions. which is Adamawa, the North and Far North. And the last regiment is the 11th Regiment based in Saint-Melima, who is in charge in the Central Region, South Region, and Eastern Region.
Now, Génie Militaire is found almost everywhere. Let me say it in English. The real name in English is a Military Engineering Corps. You have just everywhere, and even in the health sector, they see you there. Lastly, last time when the container fell on a taxi that was at Aquanor, you were the ones that removed the container. Now, what is the function of Génie Militaire? What is your role?
Our role, I mean, the main role that all people knows is to construct infrastructures. But that's not only our role, because we receive mission from the government, and each mission any mission that the government is giving us, we're going to fulfill the mission. So last time we were talking about the container that fell on the taxi, and it happened that here in Douala we were the only structure.
So it means that no other person could do that except Génie Militaire.
No, there are persons who can do it, but they cannot do it as fast as the Génie Militaire can be involved, because the thing happened, and maybe they try to call different structures, but those people didn't react.
They did not react in time.
They don't react in time, so we have to come there with our crane and with an excavator to remove the containers. The only thing is that we are just there, and we are there to help.
Now, let's talk about the laying of the foundations too. Boulevard de Republique this week by the Minister Delegate, the President of the Republic in charge of Defense, Edgar Allen Mebengo. Now, why the extension of that road, the north extension of that road? Why that road? Yeah,
why that road is that, I mean, first I would say is the road, what you're talking about is the extension of the Boulevard de Republique, as we say, is from the Banabasem junction to roundabout, to Baitu roundabout. It's 2.5 kilometers. It's 2 by 3 lane, which is like 2-way and 3 lane, and we're going to have two lane for the normal traffic. We have one lane for buses. We have a bridge there about 35 meters, and we have culverts, and the road going to be paved, as you know, and all other facilities that needed in such road. And why that road? Now you're supposed to ask the question to the government delegate, but I believe is that the road will help to help all the population who are in the northern part of Douala, you know, all those who are in Makepe, Bonamisadi, you know, it's really difficult to go in and going out, traffic, yeah, because of the traffic jam in those areas. And I'm quite sure that when we finish the construction of that road, everything going to be ready. Are there other projects that you're concerned still in Douala? Yeah, we have like so many projects that we are concerned in Douala. There was some convention that was signed the other day between the Ministry of Defense and the government delegate here to the Douala City Council. Now, I'm talking about roads, road construction. Yeah, we have a lot of road construction here. We have like the Japoma roads that are going to be done by the Génie Militaire. We have the Yamsoki road. We have so many other roads that are going to be done by the Génie Militaire here in Douala. Now, the government, according to the government, that road is supposed to cost about 2 billion francs CFA. But Génie Militaire is doing it at 1.6 billion francs CFA. Why? I mean, why is that? Okay, the Génie Militaire, they are looking for Génie Militaire because our cost is usually very low. We're doing the work really fast because you work 7 days a week. We have a lot of equipment. We have personnel who is paid by the government. We have equipment paid by the government. And as a matter of fact, we just received 155 pieces of equipment. Among those equipment, we have like a plant crusher. We have like asphalt plant. We have like concrete plant. We have all the bulldozer. We have, I mean, all the necessary equipment to perform a construction work. Does it mean that you actually receive the money, the 2 million, before you're doing the work that are just 1.6 million? And where does the rest of the money go to? No, actually, we don't receive the full amount of money. What we all do is that when they ask us to do a job, and who is asking us to do the job is the government. It's the government who asks us to do the job. So we went there. We have to do an estimate, and when we are doing our estimate, we just give it. We hand over to the government, and the government decide to give us the money. And part of the money just go like to buy the fuel, get material, get the gravel, get all the different material. We don't receive the full amount of money, as we were saying, and keep somewhere. No, it's just that we just give our estimate, and it's always lower than what a private contractor can estimate. Now, when you look at roads in Douala, they construct it today, and tomorrow you see potholes there. In less than 5 months, in less than a year, the road is already bad. Now, what measures do you do? How different is your roads, the roads you construct? Yeah, the difference is that example, you take the Bonaberry road, it's bad already.
There are potholes already, you can see them in some areas. How is it different with your own roads, the roads you construct?
Yeah, the difference is that we have a mission. We are not getting like a contract. It's not a contract, it's a mission. The mission for us is to say, okay, let's construct this road, and the road is supposed to be good, a good road. So we have our reputation, and we have to make sure that what we are doing is complete, is good, and is very good. Apart of that, we have a control mission that's on site with us. The Lamborghini is there on site with us, and inside the military engineers, we have also our control. But the most important thing is for us to make sure that the road gonna last. And if you see some of the road or some of the structure that have been done by the military engineers, we realize that they have stayed a long time, and they are still good.
Mm-hmm. Now, it doesn't mean that private contractors just do anything and go because nobody can do anything to them.
No, I'm not saying that private contractor can do anything and go. I'm talking about the Génie Militaire.
And now that the Génie Militaire is doing a perfect job, do you sometimes work with some private contractors?
Actually, yeah, we work with some private contractors, and when we work with them, we ask them exactly what to do, because it's who have the final word. So we have to ask them exactly what to do to control what they are doing and make sure that what they are doing is really good.
Now, what are the difficulties you face in the course of your duty or your function?
For the military, usually we don't, the word difficulty is not part of our vocabulary. So we do everything to make sure that thing's going to work.
Now, I'm talking
fine.
about difficulty in terms of construction of the roads in Boulevard de la République or other roads that you have constructed nationwide. What are some of the problems that you have faced?
That's what I was saying, that difficulty is not part of our vocabulary. So we do everything to make sure that we will not have anything that's going to come and impede us and not make that we finish the work really fast and on time.
And now, how do you treat the population around this stretch of road? How do you treat them?
Yeah, I mean, we treat them as our population. So when we arrive there, and we make sure that, okay, before we get there, that all the administrative problem have been solved, either by the administrative authorities or by the government delegate before we get into get on site. And when we get on site, we always work with all those who are in there. We usually organize people and make sure that all the residents can have their says. Have their says mean what? At times we can be there and they say, okay, maybe for us, you're going to be good for us if you can help us doing this or doing that. And part of our project is we have like some social project inside this project. Those social projects like working on some school, doing some road, doing some drainage inside the different quarter. So these are all the things that we are doing to make sure that the population is with us, not against us.
Now, concerning inhabitants close to the stretch of roads at Boulevard de la République, have they been compensated already?
Yeah, I mean, you can ask the question to the government, but we know that at least 98% of them have been compensated already.
Now, before we come back to you, continue to talk about the laying of the foundation stone of the Boulevard de la République, I would like us to watch some news-making events of the week.
Feasibility studies for the rehabilitation of the Tico Airport have ended. In prelude to the reception of the studies next week, the Minister of Transport has visited the over 50 years old Tico Airport to find out what can be done to make it fully operational and fit for commercial purposes. Accompanied by the Director of Cameroon Civil Aviation Authority, as Minister Nkili went round, he noticed that infrastructure has been damaged with time. Right now, the Tico Airport is being used by Crops and Plant Treatment Company, known by its French acronym as UTAVA for Government Agricultural Purposes. The minister has reiterated the need to rehabilitate this airport and create infrastructure to accommodate passengers. Responsibility given to Cameroon Civil Aviation Authority. In order to achieve this goal, the Cameroon Civil Aviation Authority is expected to send away all those who have acquired land around the Tico Airport. Minister Nkili's visit to the Southwest region equally falls within the framework of preparations ahead of 50th anniversary celebration of Cameroon's reunification. 2 heliports constructed are now ready and can now receive 4 helicopters.
40 days after he disappeared, here is what remains of the 92-year-old Chief Stephen Tabifo of the Mankon royal family in Bamenda 2 subdivision. The charred body has been discovered on this hill about 2 kilometers from his house along the old road linking Mankon and Bafut on Sunday. It would appear dogs had already fed on the mortal remains before a bushfire burnt the rest, as bones could be seen littering about.
I'm the first son of the Tabafo. No, it was a storekeeper. What he was doing, I don't know. Since then, that's what he was working as a storekeeper. He had mental problems since 1959 to 1960 up to this age. And then he stopped working. Since then, he stopped working. No, he left the house since on that 16 December 2013. We don't know. I don't know who brought him here. I think he worked by himself. I don't know. Since then, we have been looking for him. He's married.
The late man is reported to have developed mental problems before retiring as a storekeeper in the 1960s. Bamenda 2 Divisional Officer Itwe Peter Mbongo led a team of the legal department, the police and the Army Rescue Unit to the site before ordering the immediate burial of the mortal remains.
The controversial miracle pastor in Edea, whose money-spinning sermon attracted women in dire need of children, has been landed in the Edea prison cell by the State Council. Pastor Sarah Obam Nwokwa came under the spotlight last week when her Pentecostal female followers failed to give birth as she claimed to have the powers to do so. When medical reports revealed through an echography test that this group of women were not pregnant but were fooled with fibroid, trouble started. She was dragged to the Gendarmerie Brigade and kept under custody. A few days after, news filtered that the miracle peddler wanted to bail herself out, and so the women came out en masse and took the legal department hostage, forcing the State Council to dump the accused miracle-selling pastor in the monkey house. Pastor Sarah Obamwokwa is accused of taking advantage of the predicaments of these women to extort huge sums of money with claims to make them give birth.
A 2-week baby miraculously escaped death after thrown in a dustbin. This is the cement bag in which the baby boy weighing 2.5 kilograms was wrapped and dumped in a dustbin not far from the Edea Regional Hospital. The child was discovered by other children on their way to the farm. Rushed to the regional hospital by people of goodwill, the boy, who seemingly had spent some days in difficult condition, was attended to by the medical staff. The child was found with wounds probably caused by the small quantity of cement that was in the bag. However, medical report shows that the child is out of danger. Without any parent, the infant is being taken care of by the medical personnel of the Edea Regional Hospital.
The cool hands of death has once more snatched another political dinosaur in Cameroon. Pierre Abandampama, the national president of Manidem, is dead. Abandampama died on Thursday morning at 11:45 in Paris, France, of a liver failure. One of his comrades we met at the party's headquarters, Henriette Ekwe, talks of his legacy.
Abanda has been for a long time a pillar of the revolutionary movement because he joined the UPC very early when he was still a student in Athens, and when we met him in France, he was already a good executive member of the UPC, and he was a high-profile intellectual who has forced himself to study economics, and he was able to lead a commission which wrote the economic and financial program of the UPC in the
Born in 1953 in Yaoundé, Abandampama obtained a master's degree in thermal engineering from the University of Athens in Greece. He joined the UPC in 1977, Then in 1995, when the party split into several factions, Abandam Pama, Anise Ikani, Henriette Ekwe, Dikume and others created Manidem.
Abanda was a high-ranking teacher of our ideology and organization, which means how to make the structures of a party, how to make this party very strong.
He was elected president in 2010. Abandam Pama leaves behind 5 children, 4 girls, 1 boy, plus political followers to mourn him.
The quest for good leadership across the Cameroonian society is a preoccupying issue. This is a motivation of the Cameroon Leadership Academy. The press dinner in Douala on January 29 assembled youths who disclosed the academy enabled them to identify their talents with a direct impact on their jobs. According to the president of Go Ahead Africa, there is need to build a new breed of young outstanding leaders who are masters of their destinies and committed to serving their communities and the country.
One of our policy in terms of CSR, corporate social responsibility, is to empower young people between the age of 18 to 35. And that's what we have called the Leadership Academy. We'll give the opportunity to 100 young person in Cameroon every year. For 4-5 days, a scholarship program. We train them on self-confidence, on self-knowledge, but most importantly, on what it takes to be a better leader. Now, if you ask me the question, who is a leader? For me, a leader is a servant.
Other persons at the gathering disclosed the raw values that Cameroon needs to emerge as a nation. They include social changes, the spirit of patriotism, and active citizenship, entrepreneurial skills, leadership management skills, to name but these few.
I asked them to revisit the history of humanity. There have always been challenges. There have always been problems. So let us be the solution. That's why you saw the video, the tree, the young guy who was 10 years old, who wanted to go to school, and a tree fell on the street. You see, the elders were like, oh, where is the mayor of this city? Where is the governor? And the young guy went to carry the tree. He decided to be the solution. So my advice to them is, let us not get discouraged. Let us be focused. Let us be organized, and let us focus on what unites us than what divides us.
The Cameroon Leadership Academy, which is free of charge for all participants, is an annual program with a motive to train and provide a platform for networking and exchange of experiences for hundreds young and active citizens from the 10 regions of Cameroon between 18 and 35 years of age. Welcome back. We are talking about the laying of the foundation stone of the Boulevard de la République that is in Cameroon's economic city, Douala. And this is done by the military regiment or the military corps, also known as a génie militaire. Now, people are already saying that, soliciting you for the construction, that's the population, that you could also construct the Wuri Bridge. Are you okay with that? Are you d'accord with the population?
I mean, it's not about being okay with the population. As I said, the military engineers, we are receiving mission from the government. So anytime that the government will ask us to do something, we're going to do it.
Is it possible for you to construct something, a bridge, like the Wuri Bridge?
It's possible because we are as a military engineer, we are military engineers. So mean that we are engineers. As a matter of fact, so in the génie militaire, we have engineers, we have architects, we have all the technicians that are involved in the road construction. So it means that we have the equipment, we have the personnel to do any kind of work. So if they ask us to do it, we're going to do it.
Which means nothing is above génie militaire, if only government asks you to do it.
Yeah, if government asks us to do it, we're going to do it. And we also have to tell that because there are some private contractors who was having some concern saying, okay, if the government is buying a lot of equipment for the génie militaire, because the equipment is more than 22 billion francs, that's just been bought for the génie militaire. If the government is buying such equipment for the génie militaire, mean they will not have any work anymore. That's not true, because there's always work for everybody. And we are not going to bid, to have looking for contract. No, we are there just to wait for the government to tell us this is a part of the country that we need you to go and work there. And at time when the government say it, they do it maybe because they want something to be done fast, maybe because there are security reason in those areas. Like in the Bakassi area, most of the project in Bakassi are done by the JMIT because of the security reason. And those are some of the reasons why the government chose the JMIT.
And when you have similar projects, take for example, you have the lane, you have the boulevard that you have to do in Douala, you have the same project in the southwest or in Bamenda. How do you control these projects or manage them at the same time? Yeah,
as I said, we have 3 regiments in Cameroon, and each regiment covers a certain length.
So your own regiment is just for?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not the regiment commander. I'm the director of the military, so I'm based in Yaoundé. So there are regiment here in Douala who work here in Douala. I mean, in the littoral region, in the northwest region, southwest region. Those are places where the regiment can work. There's other regiment in Gawa, as I was saying, who can work in Gawa, in North, Far North, and Adama region. So when you have a project, we just direct them to the concerned regiment, and they will fulfill their job, and they will work without any problem.
What are the mechanisms you put in place to carry out effective follow-up on the field?
What we do is that actually we are using those the technology, because we use the phone, matter of fact, we have the email, we have all those facilities. We have all the facilities to make sure that the orders that have been given will go right away onto the field. And you know, the army is well organized. We have company, we have like battalion, we have company, we have section. So we have all those structures that carry out the work on the field. So we don't have any problem about organization. We were talking about organization, the army are well organized structures.
Colonel Jackson Kangem, you are the director of the Military Engineering Corps, also known as Génie Militaire. I want to thank you for honoring the invitation.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
And to you out there, I want to say thank you for watching. To take another round of the same time next week when it is exactly 6 p.m.